Hello, everyone. Welcome to GNU According to CD, that is Government of National Unity. So, guys, listen to this interview that Newsroom Africa had with the acting Department of Labor DG, Director General. This question was very, very clear, especially the part where he's asking the DG or the acting DG about restaurants that are hiring undocumented workers. What's going to happen? Did you, listen to him and tell me if he answered that question.
A joint operation by Home Affairs and the Labour Department has found that Babel restaurant, this is a restaurant operating in the Pretoria area, it owes its employees over R500,000 in unpaid wages. What is the warning to the hospitality sector, particularly around employing people who are not properly documented, but second of all, cheating workers out of their pay? You're supposed to pay a minimum wage. And if you do not pay workers, how do you expect them to earn a living?
Well, we're hoping that the majority of employers in this sector, would learn from what they probably have come to know now with what happened last night. We are hoping that they will see increasing levels of compliance. But to an extent that does not happen, obviously the law will have to take its course. I must just indicate here, for instance, issues of safety at work are very serious. If there is non-compliance there and employees, get injured and result into death, that could result into a jail sentence for the employer.
He did not answer the question. Why is he avoiding this question? Because we will want to hear elaborations. And those elaborations must spark an interest so much so that a South African young person who is sitting at home and hearing an opportunity that might open, be prepared, probably start training themselves and Googling on how to be a waiter at Ocean Basket, how to be a waiter at a restaurant and things like that, watching videos in preparation for those interviews. Because let me tell you something, these restaurants, after what had happened at Babel, you are telling me they stiffen and harden their heads, that they are not actually letting go of the staff that they know for sure are undocumented? Are you telling me that these restaurants in Gauteng and elsewhere in South Africa, they are not purging in preparation or maybe even planning on advertising posts? Come on. They are definitely doing that because they don't want to go to jail. They don't want to have a criminal record. They don't want to get into trouble with the states, especially if themselves are illegal foreigners. Because most of our restaurants in South Africa, I can tell you this for sure, half of them are not owned by South African citizens. Either it's a citizen from Europe, most of the time they are Europeans, like your Italians, your Germans, your French, your Dutch, you name them. They are the people that are running restaurants, including Americans and Canadians, as well as some South American countries. And these people have never gone back home to go and renew their papers to be in South Africa legally. Do you think they are not going to avert all that attention? They are. So I wanted to hear a little bit of a shot being fired at these restaurants so that it sparks an interest on anybody that is sitting at home unemployed to now go and drop their CVs. You know what I'm trying to say here? And roadblocks as well. They must not stop. Don't stop these roadblocks. You need to instill fear in these undocumented foreign nationals that if they take a taxi, they are definitely going to be deported. So I don't know. For me, it was just not enough what he was saying in this interview. Maybe I'm the one who's reading too deep into this, but I would have loved to have heard him elaborate more. Now, I was also reading some tweets how other people that work at Ocean Basket and in fact Spur seems to be another guilty party. I would love to see the Department of Labor also raiding Spur. I mean, I know what they are talking about because I do also eat at Spur, and in most cases, 99.9% of the time, when I am served at Spur, it's not a South African citizen that is serving me. You get what I'm trying to say? And the other part that I've also mentioned in some videos before when it comes to tips, I understand now that the what do you call this? The employees that were working at Babel, the restaurants owe them about 1.5 million rand in UIF. unemployment insurance fund, because that restaurant, instead of giving their employees their full tips, they were charging them fines, and they were not registered. They did not register them with UIF, and they were withholding stuff from them. Now, okay, it's sad that the staff who are South Africans, from what I am hearing, they are sitting at home right now because of one or two people selfishness. But what I'm happy about is that they are going to be getting the UIFs. And if it's 1.5 million rand divided by 62, I mean, how much money is that? This also includes this girl, even though she did work for 3 days. So I don't know. That one is going to be interesting. Ocean Basket. You know, I love Ocean Basket. My number one favorite restaurant, to be honest with you, it is Ocean Basket. In recent days, it is a steakhouse in Melrose Arch. Oh my goodness, have you been to Steakhouse in Melrose Arch? This is not a sponsored video. I'm not sponsored by Steakhouse at Melrose Arch, but I am finding myself at the steakhouse in Melrose Arch very much these days. They sell the most quality steak, juicy, beautiful, made with love and patience. And the people that work there, even though they are not South Africans themselves, but still, the steakhouse it's beautiful, guys. That's my go-to recently when I'm having a solo date. So the point that I'm trying to make here is that Spur, apparently it's coming out to be the culprit that is guilty as Babel. But Ocean Basket, I am so disappointed because I love, love, love Ocean Basket. I mean, I go to Ocean Basket probably 4 or 5 times a month. That's how much I love it. But then again, in hindsight, and I'm like, yeah, that's true. In most cases, I'm not served by South Africans. I doubt that Ocean Basket even has South Africans, just like Spur. So I don't know. Those are the things that I wanted to hear from the DG. Like, what shot are you firing at the restaurant owners in South Africa? Because he says they're going to be doing like surprise raids during the rest of this month. And I'm like, no, 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 no. Mm-mm, no, no, no. We've been hearing reports as well from tuck shop owners saying that Department of Labor inspectors take bribes. And I am saying those are not bribes, those are protection fees. They are taking protection fees from spaza shops. Of course, I always told my family members never buy meat at a spaza shop, never buy dairy products from a spaza shop, anything that has an expiry date. Try your best to take a taxi if you have to go buy bread at ShopRite or Pick and Pay and stuff like that. Because in my township, it's just a taxi away to the mall. It probably will take you 10 minutes ride. You can go and buy bread there. Don't buy it at the tuck shop because they have the tendency of selling even molded bread. Sometimes they even sell bread that is stale and the dates or sell by date expired last week or something like that. So those things I never encourage it. Apparently, though, the inspectors from the Department of Labor come and collect money from tuck shop owners, and they also collect money from restaurant owners. There is no way that they need to find the inspector that inspected Babel before it opened its doors. How did they approve that restaurant now that they are finding all these faults? That person is to be held accountable, suspended, disciplined, and let go because they are playing with people's lives. So he can't just push the safety and the safety of the workers and their patrons, but he does not talk about the inspectors that inspected that establishment. It makes no sense to me. Where are the Department of Labor inspectors? Yes, fine. I heard he says that they are understaffed. There are South Africans that are unemployed and they will not mind working for a stipend until the department gets enough budget to hire them on a full-time basis and pay them salaries. What's so difficult? Why do we have short-sighted leadership in this country? I'm trying to understand. So those are the things that I was listening, and I'm like, I'm not satisfied with this interview at all. I think this guy, he's just excited and he's not thinking, because you need to think along the lines of putting South Africans first, not along the lines of how the restaurant owner is going to comply. No, that restaurant owner must not ever open a restaurant in South Africa again. Again. This compliance thing, no. You need to prosecute him, convict him, and throw away the keys. Now he's talking as though this guy is already out. And now all he has to do is redo the right documents and then become compliant. That's how it sounds like to me. And I'm not satisfied at all. So there's got to be something that is tangible that we can hold on to, especially the creation of jobs in the hospitality industry, whether that is in the Airbnb, hotels, and whatnot. Not, please, South Africans are being cast aside. You must go to Cape Town, Department of Labor, and look at the tour guides there. Tour guides that are misleading our tourists when they come to this country. Instead of telling the tourists the correct history of this country, they are mixing our history and that of their own countries. And then these people, they create YouTube videos and then they share what they learned in South Africa. And some of us are like, no, that's not the history. And then they're like, no, but this is, and they will argue with you that this is what we were told by our tour guide in Cape Town. Like, your tour guide misled you. Now, okay, fine. Don't believe me. Go to Google and come back and tell me, what did you learn? And they come back and like, oh my goodness, did I waste my money? Yeah, exactly, that's what you did. So the Department of Labor needs to go and look into Cape Town, the tourism sector. The tourism sector does not hire South Africans who know their history and passionate about their history. No, come on. This is not enough. This is not enough what this DG was saying. We need to hear things. We want to hear clear shots being fired. That's what we need to hear, and how he is going to turn around this situation that we find ourselves in. That's all that I want to know. Because I'm very passionate about the hospitality industry. Like I told you guys, this is what used to feed me as a student. And I'm quite passionate about it. I'm very passionate about it. And students need to get the same opportunity that we used to get in these restaurants. I mean, put aside 4 or 5 posts for the weekend where you are going to hire students to wash dishes, to clean after the restaurant has closed, or in the morning before the restaurant opens, they set up and do all these things. That 300 rand, obviously it's not going to be 300 rand no more. It should be far more than 300 rand, because back in 2003, 300 rand was a lot of money just for washing dishes. I mean, you stand there forever and ever and ever until the restaurant, everybody is gone. And then the dishes are all nice and washed and ready for the following day. So they need to do that. They need to go back to that program they used to hold these restaurants, so that students can also have an opportunity to make some money. Do you know how many students that are poor at all these universities around Gauteng, and they would love that opportunity to be called on a weekend or called during this time of the night and say, hey guys, we have dishes to be washed. Are you available? And the student will hop on an alternative transport, and they'll run to Rosebank, to Sandton, and all these places. I mean, come on, guys. No, come on. This guy, he needs to lift up his socks. I want to hear something tangible from him. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for listening. I appreciate you guys for the support. I appreciate you for watching the ads, and I appreciate the super thanks. Thank you all so much. See you next time with a new video. Goodbye.